For all my fishing life, I've heard about catching big bull redfish off the jetties, but I've never gotten to experience it firsthand until today. My first trip to the Gulf of Mexico and the jetties fishing for big old bull reds. Gonna be a lot of fun. Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
It's time for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Hey everybody, I'm so happy to have you along today. Just over my left shoulder is the city of Galveston, Texas, and I'm standing on the world's largest fishing pier. It's nearly 5 miles long and it's called the Texas City Dike just outside Galveston, Texas. There are all kinds of saltwater species swimming around out in this bay system, and today we're going to target big bull redfish out over my right shoulder on the Galveston jetties. To help us do that, we're going to be joined in the boat by Captain Greg Verm, who guides here every day of his life. We're going to get the Mako Pro Skiff 21 launched out in the bay system, get things going. We're also going to be taking you around your local region for this week's fishing report from your local lakes, rivers, and bays. I'm really excited about this week's show. Glad to have you along. Right now, let's get it all started back at the FSN studios with your weekend planner.
A look at the saloon tables for the weekend indicates fair conditions for both days. Peak hours during the day will begin in the mornings before sunrise and again in the afternoons at around 6 o'clock. Look for the sun to rise on Saturday at 7:49 and set at 6:32. And remember, things move an hour earlier on Sunday due to the end of daylight savings time. Be sure to set your clocks back 1 hour when going to bed Saturday night. We'll be right back with fishing reports from around the area. And I'll return with 2012 Bassmaster champion Chris Lane for this week's Ask the Pro segment. Back in a bit.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. Motor Guide Trolling Motors, because accuracy matters. And Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
You got one, Greg?
Got one. Come on.
What do you got?
I don't know. Hopefully a redfish. I believe a redfish if I had to bet on it.
Good big one. Big one to get it going. All right. Look at this. Come in here, darling.
Here we go. Coming
Make
again.
one more pass. Oh, he didn't like that at all.
Beautiful redfish.
Yeah, he's not near ready to come in here.
Oh, he's not ready.
All right. Hey, welcome back, everybody. You're on Fox Sports Outdoors out of Galveston, Texas today, and we're on the jetty system where all the backwater pours out through the jetties and pours out into the Gulf of Mexico. We're with Captain Greg Verm, who's joined us in the boat, and he's got a nice redfish to get it going. And remember that other line's out there, Greg.
Hold on. There we go. Boy, look at all the dots. Beautiful fish. Here we go. I think I'm gonna make it right here. There we go. Nice.
All right. That's what we came here to do right here. He's croaking like crazy. There you go, drop it over. Go this way. All right, right there. There's you a good look
pretty spots, boy.
at a nice red to get it going. Now, this red will be how long, Greg?
This is 32, 33, 34 inches.
Okay, so just a good solid. That would be a bull red.
It would be a bull red. You'd have to tag it. Yeah, you can keep one over 28 inches, but you got to tag it. So.
All right. So Captain Greg Verm has joined us in the boat today, and as you can see right behind us, we're out on the jetties. We got phones ringing in the background, so we're going to ignore that. But we're anchored up out here, and we're fishing live mullet, live croaker, and some great big shrimp as well. And Greg, what all lives out here on these jetties? What are you going to catch when you fish out
Oh, you just never know. Redfish, sharks, speckled trout, lots of speckled trout, flounder, Spanish mackerel.
Okay, well, let's put this redfish back. There she goes.
There she goes.
All right. Way to go, man. We're off to a
job.
good start. We've made it out here. Hopefully we're going to show you redfish and no telling what else today. There's the jetty. We got boats lined up all down it. Got a Pretty good little chop on the Gulf blowing in here today, but it's manageable out here in our Mako Pro Skiff 21. So we'll see what happens. Let's get you started back at home with your fishing and lake reports from where you live.
This part of the program is brought to you by Visit Jacksonville. Northeast Florida offers great fishing, family-fun beaches, top restaurants and resorts that are easy to get to, and offer outdoor fun for everyone. So come on, visit Jacksonville. Well, we're on the backside of Hurricane Matthew, and the fishing is starting to really kick back on along the Georgia coast. Captain Tim Cutting was telling me that the fish are hungry, bait schools are starting to mass up again, and the fishing for trout, reds, and flounder has been really good. Also black drum and sheepshead fishing is starting to turn on too. He says that some of the trout are big, they're going up to 4 pounds. He likes the flood tides around clear water areas where there's shell and grassy points. He says slot reds are abundant, and there's still some bulls around the Sounds and the Barrier Islands along the Georgia coast. I was talking to Captain Sonny Schindler in Mississippi out of Bay St. Louis. He says the trout fishing around Cat Island and the Biloxi Marsh is on fire. Clear water areas are what you're looking for. Falling tides seem to be the best of all, and he's also getting some flounder. Flounder fishing has been very good in the Biloxi area, around docks and rocks, that sort of thing. The bayfront area has been good. Incoming tides when the water's clear is best. And you want a good push of tide for these flounder. Small live mullet and small menhaden work very well. In Alabama, fishing's been good for trout and reds in the lower bay areas. The fish are working on bait pods, shrimp, menhaden, mullet coming down the bays. Look for slicks on the surface for the schools of trout and reds are working on those baits, and also birds diving down. But that's it for your coastal fishing report. Get out in the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
This week's Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi Freshwater Fishing Report is brought to you by Lake Guntersville, Alabama. Boasting 69,000 acres of clear blue perfection, the area offers hotels, lakefront cabins, public boat ramps, and restaurants. If you prefer big fish in a big pond, Guntersville is the right destination. www.fishguntersvillelake.com. Now, angling patterns have settled in for the fall, and locating feeding fish is easier in Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi. These hungry fish are getting ready for those lean months ahead. In northwest Alabama, it's the best time of the year to tangle with a trophy-sized smallmouth bass on Pickwick Lake. Fish up to 7 pounds are caught there every November. The best tactic is to drift along the flooded ledges of the old creek channel and use your electronics to locate that break on the lake bottom. Then you want to find the smallmouths and drop a live threadfin shad down to tempt them. The area to concentrate on is in the headwaters of the lake downstream of Wilson Dam. Big largemouth bass are feeding this week on the deeper points in the 565-acre lake in Trace State Park in Pontotoc County, Mississippi. Tossing deep diving crankbaits is a good tactic for these fish. Now, catfish are also biting around wood structure along the shores of the Coosa River in West Georgia. Blue, channel, and flathead cats are present, and fish up to 50 pounds are possible catches.
Fish on. It's not much, though. I don't think. Might be. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Now he decided to take off. Ooh. Oh, careful, Greg. Don't fall in the water.
No, not gonna do that. Yep, big old redfish.
Big old red. Here we go. We've got an anchor rope on that side, so Greg's trying to fight the fish away from the anchor rope.
Yeah, they like those anchor ropes. Here we go. Big old girl. Come on.
We got her. All right, look at this. There's you a bull redfish from Galveston, Texas. All right, welcome back, everybody. We had everything in the world going on right then. We'll let Greg get this fish up and handle it and give you a better look at the fish. He is used to handling them. We'll get that big old hook out of the way. I want you to look. Spin her up where they can see the belly on this fish. Look right here. Turn that. Look how fat. And you said these fish are in here spawning, right? They're moving towards spawning.
Moving
right?
in from the Gulf to spawn, lay their eggs, and the high tides and currents will push them up into the marshes where they'll spawn and grow up until they get to be big girls like this. She could be a This fish could be over 20 years old. I know it's over 20 years old.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Wow, they live a long time.
Long time, up to 60 years.
Is that right? Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
And well, they'll just free spawn their eggs out in this deep water like this, and then
Yes.
they float up in the marsh.
The tides, the high tides, and everything that we got going on in the fall.
So I want to make sure we get a good shot here. We can use this for a little PR photo here. Get the two of us and him in the shot right there. Big giant red. And now we're going to release this fish. Let's put her on that side where she can get a good look at it. We'll release this fish right back in and she'll go spawn, right, Greg?
That's it. Get back and do what she does. Kind of nurse her back a little bit. She's a little tired. Come on, girl. There she goes.
All right. Way to go, man.
Good job.
That's a good fight
Good
job
fish.
right there.
Big fish. Heck yeah.
And now, how big was that fish?
That fish was probably 36, 37 inches.
Wow. And
Oh, yeah.
they get up to how
Man,
big?
we catch them over 50 inches.
Wow.
42, 43 inches, that's a really big fish, but we do catch them over 50.
And that's to me, that's a giant redfish
Giant
right
redfish,
there.
I know.
Unbelievable. All right, well, we've got something working out here. It's a little rough, but we're handling it. Hang in there with us. Let's get you some fishing and lake reports from where you live.
You know, just like your boat and your motor, maintenance on your fishing reels will ensure their performance and longevity. Lucas Marine Products has this fishing reel oil that is top quality. It's made by the #1 producer of oil, lubricants, and performance products in the world. A few drops on a reel changes it better than new. Check them out, lucasoil.com. Guys, it's a great time to be on the water in Tennessee and Kentucky. This region right now is just in full fall foliage. All the trees and everything, all the bank cover and everything is just beautiful right now. It looks like the woods are on fire. It doesn't matter where you go, they're biting too. And let me tell you a few things you need to know in this area right now. The TVA chain of lakes are low. Kentucky Lake behind me here is as low as I've ever seen it in my entire life, but the fishing's still really good. If I were gonna fish right now in the Tennessee and Kentucky region, a couple places I'd look at. I'd go to Dale Hollow, the smallmouth bite is happening. Topwater baits and spinner baits and swim baits. I would go to anywhere on the Tennessee River. They're as shallow as you've ever seen them. I'm talking about like the bass have got ticks on them shallow. They're super shallow. And same deal. Topwater baits, swim baits, lipless crankbaits, shallow square bill crankbaits. Crappie bite is ridiculous right now. Saw some really big catches come out of Reelfoot this week, the Tennessee River this week, and I saw a really, really good haul of crappie this week come from the Cumberland River. One other thing I'm gonna tell you about real quick and we're gonna get out of here. That is the white bass. Those little stripers, white bass, whatever you want to call them, they're gonna fire everywhere. Look for the birds, look for the water breaking. They're easy to catch. Guys, it's a great time to be here. We'd love to see you on the water in Tennessee, Kentucky. God bless.
Got a live shrimp floating down there and something's messing with it. He got it, whatever it is. Running straight under the boat. Oh, he got around that line. Well, let's see what I got. Spanish mackerel. There we go. Boy, you catch everything out here. Catch redfish, catch speckled trout, catch bull reds, and a little Spanish right there. All right, a little bit of everything, fishing the jetties. Back he goes, you can see the jetty running through there and boats just lined up down there, one right after the other. Everybody seems to be catching fish back there. Stay with us, coming back to Galveston Jetties, Texas Gulf Coast right after this.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat. It's a tracker. Costa Sunglasses. See what's out there. Mercury Marine, official outboard of Fox Sports Outdoors. And Lowrance Electronics. Find, navigate, dominate.
Hey everybody, I've got a fish swimming. Got him with a free-lined shrimp that I've got out there, and that's a hard pull, whatever it is. Well, glad you're with us today. We're with Captain Greg Verm fishing the Galveston jetties. And boy, you talk about action. Man, if you just want action, if you just want to catch something, there is no greater way to come fishing than doing this right here. Because you are going to get bit. It's just almost a guarantee. You just don't know what it's going to be. And I have no idea what I've hooked up with out here. Could be a Jack Crevalle, could be a redfish. Won't be a speckled trout because he would have come to the surface and jumped by now, and this one's burying deep. So we're just gonna hang on for dear life. I've got the drag set on my reel. Pretty light, even though I've got braided line on here, strand braid. You can catch a shark out here. There's just all kinds of stuff you can catch.
Come on, girl.
We got her. Oh man, we caught a giant Jack Crevalle. This is another species of fish that you can catch here. And we'll get it out of this net and give you a good look at it. But what you didn't see, go ahead and be working with it if you would, Greg. I'm gonna talk them through. We have fought this fish 43 minutes. My arms are like jello right now. We hooked this fish on a free lining, a live shrimp, and just using my Lew's TP1 speed stick inshore model, 7-foot medium light action with strand braid. I got 20-pound test strand braid on here and fought this fish 43 minutes. And he was hooked right, look at there, right in the corner of the mouth, right where you want him hooked. I've got some fluorocarbon strand fluorocast leader on here. And there, we got the hook out finally. Let's get this completely out of the way. And then I don't know how to handle a jack, Greg, do you?
Yeah, they just got a gill plate that will cut you.
Okay, so I'll
Yeah.
Here's
Well, let me have that left glove.
Oh, all right. Look here, come all the way around. Oh, I got you. Look at that. That is a gorgeous fish. Now you said this is actually a big one for this species.
This is a very good fish. Absolutely. This is especially on the tackle you just caught it on. My goodness, this is a
how much
great
will this fish weigh?
This is a 27, 28-pound fish.
Holy
every bit of
cow.
it. Every bit
Look
of it.
at that fish.
Beautiful.
Beautiful Jack Crevalle, and the most unbelievable fight you could possibly imagine for 43 minutes. I was just patient, let him run, kept that drag set really light, let him run, tired him out, and we finally got that fish in the net. We're gonna let her go back right here, swim back free.
She's tired, I'm sure. Good job. Good job.
I've caught a few Jack Crevalles before, but most of them were about that long. This was the beast, the big bad boy. That's what can happen. You come out here fishing, we're gonna give you Captain Greg Verm's contact information here. If you'd like to book a trip here, again, redfish, speckled trout, Spanish mackerel, you can go offshore. There's just all kinds of things you can do down here. The options are limitless. Let's get you some fishing and lake reports from where you live.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas report. This week brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon, located over on the Marsh Walk in beautiful Murrells Inlet. Make sure you put us on your list of destinations to visit when you're in the Grand Strand area. We're open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and here it's always about the food, the view, and the music. And I apologize, in the background you're going to hear a lot of blowers, a lot of chainsaws, but we're still recovering here in the Carolinas from that incredible Hurricane Matthew. The flood waters are starting to subside finally. These rivers are going to start getting back to normal. Start looking for that fall pattern with your bass. You know, back of those shallow creeks, these fish are going to be schooled up. Get back there with a trick worm, something to get that bite enticed, and you can have a great time right now. Also, my good friend Mr. Kerrigan up on Lake Norman says that Lake Norman continues to be extremely clear right now. They're having some great trips targeting crappie right now, jigging right on top of those brush piles and along the docks and pilings. Get out there and enjoy that. Also, if you can get in the upstate, if your water is really dirty right now from all this flood water, go out and check out some new lakes in the upstates of the Carolinas here. You can find some incredible fisheries this time of the year, including the striped bass fishery, which I'm hearing on Murray, Watery, and even up on the Hartwell Lake is incredible right now. Get out with some good live bait, planer boards, troll back in those areas where that bait's schooled up, and you can have a great time right now. This has been your Carolinas report, brought to you by Dead Dog Saloon. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Be sure to join Fox Sports Outdoors again next week, Thursday night at 6, or catch the repeat airing Sunday morning at 8:30. And you can always watch the latest episode in full HD on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. And see lots of our how-to and product videos by selecting the How-To button. Join our online fishing community. Just click the like button on our Facebook page for access to daily posts with lots of fishing news, videos, and frequent giveaways. And stay up to date with all the latest fishing information and photos by following our Twitter feed. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Lose, fueled by passion, driven by innovation. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. And Strand Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro question. This week, Davey would like to know, what size and style of hook would you recommend for fishing 10 or 12-inch plastic worms? We asked 2012 Classic champion Chris Lane for the answer.
When you're fishing a big worm, something we do a lot in Florida, you know, the big 10 to 13-inch worms, one thing that really seems to play a big factor is that hook set. Me personally, I'm throwing at least a 6/0 hook. That's generally what I throw in there. You can either use a straight shank or an off shank, but make sure you bring it through, skin hook it on the side.
Thank you, Chris. If you have a question for us to ask one of the anglers, visit our website, follow the Ask the Pro link on the right side of the page, and let us know. Now, one lucky viewer wins a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
And now it's the time we've all been waiting for, the winner in this week's Costa Catch of the Week contest. He is Phil Bannister of Abbeville, South Carolina, showing a 1.5 pound crappie he caught at Lake Russell in South Carolina. If you'd like to be our next winner in the Costa Catch of the Week contest, go to our front page at foxsportsoutdoors.com, click in the Costa Catch of the Week box on the right side of the front page and follow the instructions to send us your photo. And if you'd like to see all of the great Costa frame and lens styles, go right back to that front page, foxsportsoutdoors.com, and click on the Costa logo. That will take you to their site, and you can see all of the 580 polycarbonate and glass lenses, all the different frame styles, including the one I was wearing on this week's episode. It's called Travali. Next up on the Academy Right Stuff, it's the right bait to have in your bait well if you want to catch some of these fish on these jetties here at Galveston or anywhere there's a jetty system. On the top, that is a live mullet. Underneath that, a live croaker, and underneath that, a big live shrimp. We hooked these very simply on a Kahle hook right through the back and let them free swim. As we ponder the upcoming Thanksgiving season, I'd like to read to you a quick passage from the wisest man who ever lived, King Solomon of the Bible. It goes something like this. I have observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race, and the strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. And those who are educated don't always lead successful lives. It's all decided by chance, by being at the right place at the right time. You know, you and I don't always get what we deserve, and we don't always deserve the blessings we receive. And for that, we have a reason to be overwhelmingly grateful. No matter how hard we might have worked or struggled, the bounty we enjoy is inescapably linked to unearned blessings. And for that, we can be eternally thankful. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, to you and your family. I really hope you enjoyed our trip today to Galveston, Texas and the Galveston jetties. What a mecca for all kinds of fish. So many that we couldn't show you a fraction of the fish we caught today in a short 30-minute television show. If you'd like to book a trip here, a guide trip, you can contact Captain Greg Verm at the information you see on your screen. Either he or one of his guides that work for him will take you out and let you enjoy some of the great fishing here at Galveston. From the Texas Gulf Coast, till next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.